All right, so if you guys are here, we can start. So I was planning to do a bit more of a hands-on session today because the theoretical parts you will learn eventually in the university, like when you go to level 3, level 4, but it does not give you the idea to write unit test in practice at all. So I try to focus more on writing few small unit tests of your own. So let's make this session interactive. It does not need to be answering in English. We can answer in Sinhala. So if you guys are, you guys are familiar with Sinhala, I can also continue the session in Sinhala. What you guys think? What would be the best for you? ඔහොම බෑ මට උත්තර ඕන කට්ටියකින් නැතුව සෙෂන් එක ඉස්සරහට කරන් යන්න බෑ. ඔයාලගේ උත්තරත් එක්ක තමයි සෙෂන් එක යන්නේ ඉස්සරහට.
චමිරගේ මේ සිංහල කාට හරි තේරුම් ගන්න බැරි කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවත් දන්නේ නැහැ. අපි පොඩ්ඩක් එයාට මැසේජ් එකක් දාන්න කිව්වනම් හොඳයි නේ.
ඒක තමයි. If there are anyone who cannot understand Sinhala, please let me know via chat. Okay, we'll continue then since no one is responding. So guys, as I said, I need the answers. Session need to be interactive. උත්තර දෙන්න ඕනේ නැත්නම් continue කරන්න බෑ. මොකද කම්මැලි නැත්නම් මේක. So okay, we will continue in both Sinhala and English mix. So why we need tests? ඇයි අපිට test ඕන? ඇයි software development වල අපිට test ඕන? Why we need testing in software development? So you guys can unmute yourself and answer, or send me the answers in chat. Okay, I have one answer to identify bugs. What else? Yes, I am getting a few more answers. So purpose of testing is to, there are many purposes of testing. Like you guys said, we can identify the bugs and we can minimize our cost of implementation, and we can avoid future failures, future malfunctions of the systems. And for example, if we identify a bug at the development stage or at the initial stages of the project, the cost of fixing it will be minimum. But once if we are identify the bug when the system is on the production, when the system is live, the cost of fixing that bug will be huge, because we need to inform our clients, we need to inform our consumers about the bug, and we need to make deployments. It will break the current ongoing functionalities of the system. Likewise, it is really important to do the testing at each stage of the development. So have you guys heard any types of testing? Or anyone has done testing during their second year project? Okay. So I got the answer saying JUnit testing. Okay. So actually JUnit means a framework we use for testing. So unit testing, that's the type of the testing. Like any types of testing? Heard about unit testing? Yes, integration testing, unit testing. Black box, white box, yes. So likewise, there are many types of testing, like we can say UI testing. So it mainly test about the UI functionalities. Then we have unit testing. Unit testing is the basic level of testing, and we test each little component of our software. Then we have integration testing. In integration testing, we combine the components of the system and check whether they are working smoothly. Then we have end-to-end testing. In end-to-end testing, we take a user scenario from start to end and check the flow is working correctly. Likewise, there are many types of testing. So in today, we are going to talk about unit testing. So we talk about unit testing. So like this slide said, it is about testing the individual units or component of the software. So basically, we are going to test the smallest thing in our software, in our product with unit test. And who is responsible for unit testing? Who is responsible for writing unit tests? How the unit test ලියන්න ඕන? Software team එකක් ගත්තොත්, හරි organization එකක් ගත්තොත් හරි. So in a team, there are QAs, developers, and BA engineers, business analysts. So it is the developer who's responsible for writing unit test. Developer තමයි unit test ලියන්න ඕන. So when it comes to other types of testing, it might be the responsible of the QA engineer, but in unit test, it is developers responsible for writing unit tests. So as you guys said earlier, there are different types of tests like UI test, acceptance test, integration test. Like we said, this triangle as test triangle, and the bottom layer of this is unit test. So number of tests are huge when it comes to unit test, but cost is very small. And when we move up to the ladder, number of tests we run for the UI test is minimum, but the cost of running a UI test can be big. So if we do the unit tests correctly, we can reduce the cost of the other tests. For example, we can minimize the number of UI tests if we do the unit test correctly. So as you can see, all of these triangles, the content might be changed, but unit test is the base. So the test is small, number of tests are large, but we can quickly execute all those tests, right? මොනවා හරි තියෙනවද ප්‍රශ්න මේ වෙනකන්? Any questions? Seems no. So ඇයි අපිට unit test කරන්න ඕන? So I talked about this earlier, so it is repetition again here. So unit test of the make sure that our code works exactly as we need, and it helps to fix bugs, and it also serves as project documentation. So in unit test we define like we want this to do this and give this answer. So if we look at the unit test we write for a method, we can understand that the inputs of the method and the output of that method. So it serves like a kind of project documentation, and it also allows us to make changes quickly. What that means, so if we build a project based on the requirements, after a month or two, we get a change from our client. It may be client, or in terms of your second year project, it might be a suggestion from your supervisor. So after that change, we are not sure that our system will work as it worked before. But if we have unit test, we can run those tests and verify the tests are running correctly. So it means our system functionality has not been changed. Likewise, there are many advantages of using this. So these things you can obviously Google and find what are the advantages, disadvantages, like that. So in next, these unit tests can be written with two methods, manual and automated. So in automated sense, we cannot fully automate all the things, but we can automate it to up to a degree where it runs automatically in regular intervals. So we in industry, like there are performance tests running, unit tests running to see the applications quality like weekly. So that is the thing I mean by automated testing. So other than that, all the things in the unit test, we need to write unit test manually. Although there are tools, say 1 or 2 tools that write unit test when we give the function. In the industry, we mostly write unit test of our own. And there are standards like we need to have 90% of unit test coverage for this part of the system. So if we consider a critical part of a system, for example, if we are building a e-commerce system, the main functionality of the system is users buying items, adding it cart to and purchasing. So that flow should be covered at least to 90%, 80%. So it based on the project, we have those limitations. And in most cases, we manually write tests for each functionality and make sure that it works. So when it next, I got the answer previously also, we have white box test, black box test and gray box testing. These are the different techniques we can write unit test. So if we know what happens inside, and if we don't know what happens inside, and also we can mix those two methods and write. So these things I discussed up to this point is the theoretical parts. All these parts will be covered under your ITQA module in the 4th year. And apart from unit test, there are many more things discussed in that module, and all the things will be covered. But after that, after this point, the things won't be covered in that module. So I would like if you guys pay more attention to things I discuss after this point also. Okay. So when it comes to frameworks of unit testing, so I got the answer previously named JUnit. So JUnit is a test unit framework for Java. Likewise, in .NET, we have NUnit. In JavaScript, we have Karma, Jest, Jasmine, Mocha, and PHP, PHP unit, Python, PyTest. So despite of the frameworks, most of the syntax used in unit test writing is very similar. For example, I'm more of a JavaScript guy, but in my project, I work with Ruby on Rails, but there is nothing much difference between those syntax. If you know to write unit test in one language, you can easily catch up with the other language. Okay. So when I talked with Sandeep, he said that most of you guys have installed Node.js in your projects, in your laptops with the 2nd year. So I prepared this small GitHub repo for you guys to clone and start writing unit test with me. So Sandeep, this have you shared it with the guys?
Yes, I shared.
Okay, so guys, I think you guys know the method to clone the GitHub repo. You guys have to first fork it to your local account and then create a branch with your name. And at the end of the session, I expect, how many guys are here? Viharakam, I will give you the answer. So there are 63 guys. I expect at least 40 pull requests for the GitHub repo at the end of the session. So I have a question from Viharakam, like, who's selecting the testing framework in development process? Somali Orangi, the test framework is limited to the technology stack you use. Like I mentioned, yeah, if you are using JavaScript, you have limited options. With that options, you can discuss with the software developers team and choose the best one for you. It may be based on your developer experience in your project, or someone may say this framework has additional features like this. It would be useful for us. Likewise, so for example, if we go with Angular, Jasmine is the supported by default supported framework in Angular for the Angular, and in JavaScript, the mostly we use for just with Node.js. Likewise, there are connections, but it is who the developer is the person who decide what is the testing framework they use in your project. I think it's clear. We are going. So guys, can you guys clone that project GitHub repo I sent you? Git repo එක clone කරගන්න පුළුවන්ද කට්ටියට? මල්ලි අප කන්ටිනියු කරන්නද නැත්නම් තව වෙලාවක් වගේ ඕන වෙයිද?
කරමුනේ දැයි කන්ටිනියු කරමු. මේ මම ආයේ chat එකෙත් දාන්නද link එක ඔන්න මම share කරලා තිබ්බේ.
කමන්නේ දාන්න මල්ලි.
හරි.
අන්තිමට තියෙන pull request ගානේ බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් ඇත්තටම කීයක් කරාද කියලා. Right. So I've created a small Node.js project for you guys and already installed Jest. So what you guys need to do is clone the project and then run npm install project එක clone කරගන්න npm install එකක් ගහන්න මේක ඇල්ල ඕනේ නැහැ මොකද npm install එක විතරක් ඇති අනිත් ඔක්කොම dependencies එක install වෙනවා ඒකේ. Right. So, in unit testing, there are few syntax as I mentioned. So there are syntax to define test cases, and in test cases we called the comparisons or things we test as assertions. So there are assertions. So those assertions can be equal, not equal. So there are many assertions. All you can find the assertions in test framework documentation as you move on. So if you move to few examples first, guys, can you see the VS Code window clearly?
Yeah, can you zoom it little bit?
Yes. Now how's it?
Now it's fine.
Okay. So for example, this is the basic test cases we can write. So this test notation device, we are writing a new test case and the description of the test case goes here. So in this case, we are expecting 2 plus 2 to be 4. So in expect 2 plus 2 to be 4. So if I run this, so there are failing and there are passing. So in example test JS, all the test cases are passing. So that means that here I'm getting pass mark. So in this case, they add to 2 and expect the answer to be 4. Likewise, this is the basic test case we can write. For example, likewise, we can test to be null. So we give a value to a test case and we expect that function to be null. Likewise, there are many number manipulations we can use. For example, to be greater than 3, to be less than this number, to equal or less than this. Likewise, we can deal with numbers. When it comes to pattern matching, the to match assertion is used to see if there are any letters inside the word. For example, in here, we expect batch 18 to match 18. So if there are word 18 within the batch 18, it will result true. For example, if I change this to 70 and run again, now the test is failing. Expect that we expect pattern 70, the received string 18 එකක් නැහැ. Likewise. So likewise, another small example is we can iterate through an array. We can give the subject list array to here and we can expect that to contain dt. Likewise, the things are small, very, very small, those assertions. Like it's like common English, to match, to equal, to be less than or great this. So these are some basic test cases. Now you guys have idea about what kind of things you're going to write. And අදහසක් තියෙනවද මොන වගේ දෙයක්ද අපි ටෙස්ට් කරලා ලියන්නේ කියලා. නැත්තම් ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා අහන්න. ඔයාලා ක්ලෝන් කරගෙන ඇති කියලා තමයි මම මේ හිතාගෙන ඉන්නේ මේ වෙද්දි. රෙපෝ එක. ඔව් guys ඔහොම බෑ. මට මොකක් හරි උත්තරයක් ඕන කට්ටියගේ. හැම එකටම ඡන්ද දීම නැතුව. Come on, I will continue then. No. So before going to that, so let's keep that calculator example apart. So now you guys know how the way those examples are written. So I will take this example and repeat it few more times and just don't think about the test description. So I will change this to console logs. Test 1, test 2 and test 3. So let's assume that these so the single file is called a test suite. So within the test suite, we can scope test, we can group test. Like for example, if we in real scenario, this file could be a authentication test.js, which contain the test files regarding authentication. So there we can group few tests like these are the tests for login and these are the tests for logout. For that, we have a tag called describe. We can use this describe to group test cases within a test suite. So if I modify this code, move these test cases to here. So now this is test group 1. Likewise, we can create another test group 2. So in a single test suite, we can group those tests based on our functionality. So apart from that describe tag, we also have first I will run this to see what is the output calculator JS. Sorry guys. So we can see that test 1, test 2, and test 3, right? So in reality, in most cases, there are things we need to define before the test cases runs. For example, if we are testing a user login scenario, we need to create a user with email and password before testing that user login scenario. For that, we do not define those things we can define things within a test case like a equals 5 like that. But usually if some parameters are used in many test cases, we define that before any test case runs. For that, most of the test frameworks provides method like before each, after each, before all, and after all. So so before all tag will run once before every test. Sorry, the before all tag will run only once in a test suite, and after all tag will only run once at the end of the test suite. Before all tag will run only once at the beginning of the test suite. After all tag will run only once at the end of the test suite. Before all එක run වෙනවා test suite එක පටන් ගන්න කලින් එකපාරක්. After all එක run වෙනවා test suite එක ඉවර වෙන්න කලින් එකපාරක්. Before each and after each, these two tags run for each test cases. For before each will run before each test case, and after each will run after each test case. Before each එකයි after each එකයි හැම test case එකකටම කලිනුයි පස්සේ run වෙනවා, right? So I will add before all example here. And after all, so what will be the output of this test case? Output mean what will be the order of this test will be run. So you can answer with the console logs. I will give you 1 minute or two. මොකද්ද මේක රන් වෙන්න පිළිවෙල? නැත්නම් තේරුනේ නැද්ද මං කියපු මුකුත් මේකට? Okay, so I got one answer from Silva. Right, Devin. Okay, so if I run this, we have before all, test 1, test 2, test 3, and after all. So what if I change this to a before each? Only that one. So you guys can unmute yourself and answer. It would be easier. So වරදී කියලා බය වෙන්න කිසිම දෙයක් නෑ මල්ලි. මත් එක ෆැකල්ටි එකනේ මම දන්නවනේ ෆැකල්ටි එක. ඒක නිසා බය වෙන්න නැතුව අන්මියුට් කරලා හරි ආන්සර් එකක් දෙන්න. All right. So if you guys have any concerns of running these test cases in the repo I sent you, so please tell me before we continue. Run කරගන්න බැරි මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් මම කියපු repo එක පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න අපි continue කරන්න කලින්. So කරුණාතිලක අහලා තියෙනවා run කරන විදිය කියන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා. So මල්ලි මම කියපු repo එකේ මම just ඔක්කොම install කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඔයාලට තියෙන්නේ repo එක clone කරගෙන npm install එකක් ගහන්න. ඊට පස්සේ මම package json එකේ මෙතන test script එකට දාලා තිනවා just කියලා. එතකොට ඔයාලට ගන්න තියෙන්නේ npm run test කියලා ගහුවාම test suite එක run වෙනවා. ඒ වගේ තව කාට හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනම් කියන්න test එක run කරගන්න. So with this change I made, after all will only run once after all these test cases are completed, but before each will run once before each test case. So as you can see, before each test 1, before each test 2, before each test 3, and finally the after all. Right, so any questions guys up to here? තේරෙන්නේ නැති මොනවා හරි තියෙනවද නැත්නම් මුකුත්ම තේරුන්නේ නැත්නම් කමක් නැහැ කියන්න. නැත්නම් ඔයාලට අර තියරි ටිකට වඩා මේ ටෙස්ට් කේස් එකක් තනියෙන් ලියා ගන්න පුළුවන් එක තමයි මම එක්ස්පෙක්ට් කරන්නේ සෙෂන් එක ඉවර වෙද්දී. පොඩි එකක් හරි. Okay guys, so next. So if you guys move on to this calculator.js file, there are 4 simple methods I wrote for the calculator: adding, division, subtraction, and multiplication. So now in this calculator.test file, we are going to write clone karla npm install kara. So before that guys, I will give you 5 minutes to run the project. So if you guys are facing any issues, please unmute and tell me. I think it would be better. So Pereira මොකද්ද එන error එක කියලා පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න පුළුවන්ද npm run test ගහුවා. Right මල්ලි. So මේ chat එක අනිත් අයට පේන්නේ නැති වෙයි මම කියන්නම් දැන් Pereira අහවලා තියෙනවා error එකක් එනවා කියලා. So error එකක් එනවා කියන්නේ මල්ලි ඔයාගේ ওই test එක run වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඔයාගේ test එකේ error එකක් තමයි ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. ඔයාලට පෙන්නන්න නඩියොත් ඔයාලට මෙන්න මේ වගේ error එකක් නෙවිලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාගේ test එකේ error එකක් තියෙන්නේ. ඒක නිසා ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ ටික. නැත්නම් ඔයාගේ test එක run වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මේ වගේ pass fail හෝ මොකක් හරි මෙන්න මේ වගේ එකක් එනවා කියන්නේ test එක run වෙනවා කියන එක. හරි නේද? Right. So let's continue. So in this calculator.js file, Pereira මල්ලි ඔයාගේ අර ෆයිල් එක full delete කරත් කමක් නැහැ මේ ওই error එකේ එන test file එකේ තියෙන content එක. එතකොට මේ example එක කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි. So another question from Devin: after run npm command, will it run all the test.js files inside our directory? Yes, Mali. So in this case, I haven't made any modifications since only there are 3 test files. So if you run the npm run test command, all the test files will be run. So there are, for example, if I show you, if you guys are using RubyMine, so I will show you at the end, Devin, how we can run individual test. Okay. So ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා පොඩ්ඩක් අන්මියුට් කරලා අහන්න නැත්නම් අනිත් කට්ටිය බලලා මම තනියෙන් කියනවාද කියලා. ඒකට යාළුවා වලට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න යාළුවාට කියලා අපිට උත්තර දෙන්න පුළුවන්. So in here I wrote 4 functions, very small functions. So now I need to test the basic functionality of these 4 functions. Like add කියන function එකෙන් හරියට add වෙනවා. The multiply function, if it is multiply correctly, like this. So in this calculator.js file, now I need you guys to write 4 tests. So for the first one, I will help you. For other 3, you guys have to write. I will give like 10 to 15 minutes and push your code. Okay. So the first exam would be adding. Now I have imported that file to here, and now I will write the description. So in here I need to verify that if I give 2 numbers to this add function, will it work correctly? So I will write this test adds 1 and 2 and returns 3. So what I need to is give 2 numbers and verify it works correctly. So I will give 1 and 2 and expect it to return 3. Now මේකට 1 2 දීලා බලනවා මේ return කරනවාද කියලා 3. So I have already imported the calculator. So calculator would include all these 4 functions. So now I will write this next case. Expect calculator dot add function. So ඒකට input දෙකක් දෙනවා 1 and 2 dot to be 3, right? I expect calculator add function to add 1 and 2 and returns 3. Now if I run the test, sorry, there sorry, I missed this bracket. Now the test is passed. So this error is your test suite must contain at least test 1 කියලා කියන්නේ මේකේ තියෙනවා empty file දෙකක් මේ word count කියන එක ඒක නිසා තමයි මේ error එක එන්නේ. Otherwise all the tests have passed. So likewise now I need you guys to write 3 functions for subtract, multiply and division. right පුළුවන් නේද විනාඩි 10ක් වගේ දෙන්නම් මම 10ක් 15ක් මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනම් අන්මියුට් කරලා කතා කරන්න මම උදව් කරන්නම් ලියන්න chat එකේ දාන්නට වඩා පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරන්න මලි නැත්තම් කම්මැලි වෙනවනේ කට්ටියට ඔයාලා කියන ප්‍රශ්න මම chat එකේ බලලා උත්තර දෙද්දි test run කරන්න මල්ලි npm run test කියලා ගැහුවාම console එකේ project root එකේ test එක run වෙනවා npm run test so මල්ලි මේ test run කරන එක ගැන පොඩි හරි අවබෝධයක් තියෙන එක ගොඩක් important ඒ ඔයාලට දැන් intern යන්න ඉන්නේ intern කොන job එකට යද්දි සමහර companies වල තියෙනවා පොඩි පොඩි test ඔයාලට කියන්නේ ඔයාලගේ coding skills බලන්න assignments වගේ දෙනවා එතකොට එයාලා කරන්නේ ටෙස්ට් කේසස් ටිකක් තියෙනවා අපි කෝඩ් එක ලියන්න ඕනේ ටෙස්ට් කේසස් ටික පාස් වෙන්න. So if you don't know how to run those tests and you just write the code, so you won't be able to get full marks. ටෙස්ට් රන් කරන විදිය දන්නේ නැතුව මේ පොඩි කෝඩ් දෙන්නේ මේ වගේ ඒවා තමයි ලියන්න තියෙන්නේ. but ටෙස්ට් කේසස් ටික පාස් වෙන්න. ඔයාලා ටෙස්ට් රන් කරන විදිය දන්නේ නැත්නම් අපිට ටෙස්ට් එක රන් කරලා බලන්න බෑ. අපි සාමාන්‍ය දකින විදිහට තමයි කෝඩ් එක ලියන්නේ. So there are advantages like that, having a small understanding about how to run tests. So in our time, we didn't have this advantage like this. We didn't have these kind of technical programs like TechFlair. So it is a very good thing your batch is doing this. මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා අහන්න. ඉවර නම් කමිට් කරලා පුෂ් කරලා මගේ රෙපෝ එකට ෆුල් රික්වෙස්ට් එකක් දාන්න ඔයාලා ෆෝක් කරලා ගත්ත එකේ. ඔයාලගේ නමින් බ්‍රාන්ච් එකක් හදලා. So I received one pull request. right. pull request පහක් හයක් වගේ ආවා. අපිට ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද ඔයාලට තාම මොනවා හරි මෙතනින් එහාට යන්න කලින්? So in here I only showed how to write a small unit test. So writing unit test is bit more complex and advanced with the requirements. So if you know the basics, you can build upon your unit test based on those. So with the limited time, I think having this kind of understanding would be the best for you. මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද නංගි මල්ලි ඉස්සරහට කන්ටිනියු කරන්න කලින්? ප්‍රශ්න නෑ වගේ. එහෙනම් අපි ඉස්සරහට කන්ටිනියු කරමු. But in the next session I need answers from unmute කරලා පොඩ්ඩේ answer දෙක තුනක් දෙන්න. ඉස්සරහ ප්‍රශ්න දෙක තුනක් තියෙනවා ඔයාලට. Right. So in test driven development, TDD. So what you guys know about TDD or what you guys understand about TDD? TDD කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා දන්නවද? TDD කිව්වම හිතෙන්නේ මොකක්ද ඔයාලට? Okay, so no problem. This is the first time. So any of you guys have any idea about test-driven development? So if I say it like this, tell me if I'm what you guys think. So it is a method used to write unit test. TDD කියන්නේ unit test ලියන විදිය. Am I correct or wrong? Come on, guys. I need answers. So, guys, I was also thinking like you guys when I first heard of this TDD. So, TDD is not a method we use to write unit test. To be precise, not only unit test. So, TDD is a software development approach. Like it is a whole new way of writing tests. So, we cannot just master test development over a day. For example, for me, I can't say I'm an expert or I know well TDD. Like it takes a lot of time to master test-driven development. But the basic of test-driven development is so small. So it is a software development approach and it is a new way of writing code, but not a way of writing tests. So if the name, as the name implies, it is test-driven development, but it is not the method we use to write tests. So it is a way to write codes, our codes. So in test-driven development, we write tests first, and we try to write code to pass those tests. අපි මුලින් test ලියලා ඒ test pass වෙන්න code ලියනවා. ඕක තමයි test-driven development කියන්නේ. So this test-driven development is not limited to unit testing. So we can use test-driven development for any type of testing. But as developers, it matters to us because we are the person who writing unit test. So in test-driven development, I will repeat again, we write test first and we write code to pass those tests. මුලින් test ලියනවා ඊළඟට මේ test pass වෙන්න code ලියන එක තමයි test driven development කියලා කියන්නේ. Right? So there are 3 rules in test driven development. මේකට කියනවා Uncle Bob's 3 laws. So you can Google it and they are very famous. So first one is write no production code except to pass the failing test. කියන්නේ සරලව කියනවා නම් in simple words we do not write any code first. We only write a test case first. Then write only enough tests to demonstrate a failure. Right? In the first one, we do not write production code at the first. Second, we only write enough tests to demonstrate a failure. So first, we write a test case. So if we move on to previous example, if we write this function, if we write this test without this add function, it will fail. Likewise, in test-driven development, we write the test case without writing the code. And thirdly, we write only enough production code to pass test. So we do not write production code first. We only write enough tests to demonstrate the failure. We only write enough production code to pass test. Production code එකක් ලියන්නේ test case එකක් නැතුව. Test case එකක් ලියන්නේ failure එකක් demonstrate කරන්න විතරයි. සහ production code එක ලියන්නේ අර fail වෙන test case එක pass කරන්න විතරයි. Do you get the idea of this? These 3 steps. Write no production code except to pass the test failing. Write only enough tests to demonstrate failure. Write only enough production code to pass test. So this first one and the third one can be like repetition. So there are interpretations to these 3 laws that have more simplified this, and like there are only 2 rules. If you Google, you can find those interpretations. So, but however, the basic idea is we only write production code to pass test, and we write test before we write in production code. Code එකට කලින් test ලියනවා, test එක pass කරගන්න code ලියනවා. That is the method of TDD. Right? So why should we use this? මේක මහා විකාරයක් කියලා හිතෙන්න පුළුවන්. So අපිට code එකක්වත් ගහගන්න බැරි වෙලා ඉන්නවා හරියට ඊට test කියලා code ගහන්න කියලා. So ඇයි අපි මේක use කරන්න ඕන? Why should you use TDD? So let's think like this. If you are given a project scenario, project for you, you first need to plan how it is working. For example, if we go back to that calculator example, if you need to build a calculator, you need to plan. So you think that you need to have an add function, multiply, division, and that function should add 2 numbers together. Likewise, the thing you plan is the test cases you need. So if you think that you need to have a function that adds 2 numbers, you need to implement that, and that is your approach. So with this TDD approach, you can write your approach in your test case and understand how the code should work, how your functionality should work. And also it ensures you only write the required code. So if you have a function to divide one number from 2, if you can write a function to pass this test case, that's the amount of code you need. අපි ලියලා තියෙන test case එක pass වෙනවා ලියන්න පුළුවන් නම් function එක අන්න එච්චරයි ඔයාට ඕන ඒ අදාළ වැඩේ කරගන්න මේ code එක එච්චරයි ඕන. අනවශ්‍ය code ලියන එක අඩු වෙනවා. And this make sure that all the logic will be covered. So if we build the business logic and then write the unit test, there is a high chance that we are going to miss some chunks of the code. So, but if we use the test first and then write the functionalities based on that, so all the business logic will be covered there. And it allows to make improvements to the code. So like I mentioned in the earlier, we can change our codes without hesitating that our change will break something. So we can run the test suite again and confirm that our change haven't made any impact on the previous code. And new developers can understand how the system works. So now I will ask you for a question. අලුතෙන් ලයිබ්‍රරියක් හරි මොකක් හරි use කරන්න ගත්තාම documentation එක කියනවාද නැත්නම් library එක install කරලා වැඩ කරන්න කොහොමද කියලා බලනවා. If you guys are going to work with a new library, are you going to read the documentation or just install it and see how it works? කොහොමද කරන්නේ? Read docs. Document read කරන කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා හොඳයි. So for me, and I think there are many guys like me, so there are people who like to install it first and just go through the documentation and see. We prefer to see what it happens than going through each line of work. So if you have test, it will act like documentation for a new developer. So in this example, if you go to this calculator and see, so there is a function called let, it adds 1 and 2 and returns 3. Likewise, if there is a function called subtract, it subtracts 1 from 2 and gives the answer. So likewise, we can see the test case and get the idea of how functions work with this TDD approach, since all the test cases cover the functionality. So likewise, there are many advantages of using this, but as I mentioned, you cannot just switch over a day to this TDD approach. It take time to මේකට හැඩ ගැහෙන්න වලට වෙලාව යනවා කාලයත් එක්ක. So now I think you guys are on the trying to get your internship, so you might get the chance to work with these test TDD in your internship. So it would be a good example if you guys so it would be a good chance for you guys if you have this understand and get the opportunity to work in projects that follow TDD. So in industry there are many new projects that follow TDD. So if the project is old, it won't be feasible to follow TDD, but there are many new projects that follows TDD. And if a project follows TDD, each member of the project should follow TDD and it should continue. So like අපි මේ මොඩියුල් එක TDD කරනවා, ඊට කරන්න කම්මැලි, ඊළඟ මොඩියුල් එක කරනවා, ඒ වගේ නෙමෙයි. මේකටම කන්ටිනියු කරගෙන යන එකක් තමයි මේ TDD කියලා කියන්නේ. Alright. So this is what I described earlier. Write a failing unit test, make the test pass, and then refactor. Refactor means, so then if we go back to this calculator example, so we wrote this test case to add 2 numbers, 1, 2. It passes, works, but there is another requirements. අපි මේකට මොකද වෙන්නේ? number එකක් නැතුව වෙන string එකක් ගන්න වෙනවා. Or else can this number be a null? So likewise, we have to refactor it. If the test case passes, we have to think what are the additional things we need to add, then update the test case according to that and update the code again. Likewise, this is a cycle. So in that the flyer you guys have made, also there was like red zone, green zone, refactor, like that. This is the cycle for test-driven development. So if we are using this for unit test and make all unit test pass, this will eventually reflect to the outer level of testing. For if you already, for example, if we are following the same practice for UI testing, the UI test will fail. Then we worked on unit test, write, make pass, refactor, and all the unit test case pass, and eventually the outer levels of test will also work fine, right? So before moving into this, if there are any questions. So it's almost we have passed an hour, so I will take like another 15 minutes to finish the. So, is there any questions, guys? මලි සෙලීනියම් කියලා කියන්නේ අපි ටෙස්ටිං වලට ගන්න ෆ්‍රේම්වර්ක් එකක්. So selenium TDD කියලා කියන්න බෑ. Selenium කියන්නේ framework එක, TDD කියන්නේ approach එක. With anything we can follow TDD. අපිට ඕනම එකක් එක්ක TDD follow කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Okay. So if I guys show you guys how simple this works. So we have this word count JS file and word count require file. So in this example, I need to get the word count of a string. Sorry, in a sentence. Okay. So here, what I'm going to follow is I'm going to follow the TDD approach and write a unit test first, and then go with the code. So if I write the test first, oh, sorry. Return 0 for empty string. So if I pass the empty string, I need to get it 0. Then I need to like expect word count. Let's unique word count. Unique word count now. So if I give the word here, to be 0. So now I have a test, and now haven't run any production code, but I have wrote a test. So now I will run it. So now it says word count, unique word count is not a function. So I haven't write a function, that's why it is failing. So now I will write a function here. Export unique word count. Function, so it will take string as input. Now the error was there was not a function, so I wrote a function. Now it says expected 0, received undefined. So to pass this test case, what should I do? මම මේක pass කරගන්න නම් මම කරන්න ඕන පොඩිම දේ මොකක්ද? Come on guys, I need one or two answer. So Silva, I need good answer from you. So any more answers? Like I only got one answer. Yes, the minimum thing I need to do is return 0. So the test case passes. So this is the methodology of unit TDD. We first run a test case. We don't write any production code first. So then we write the test case to demonstrate the failure, and we write code to pass the test case. So then if I write another test case, here I would say return 2 for batch 80. Right. Now, sorry, return 2 for batch 18. Now I will give batch 18 for here. Let's take this to be 2. Now the test case fails because this test expects to be 2 and we are returning for 0 for everything. Sorry, now what I need to do to modify this function to pass the second test case. So there are many methods in JavaScript. Any suggestions or any answers? දැන් හැම එකටම බිංදුව වෙලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද දැන් string එකක් දුන්නොත් අපිට string එකේ තියෙන unique වචන count එක ඕන. Yes, I am getting answers. So now I will modify this. So I got the most answer from Sahan, similar one. So the set function will remove all the duplicates by itself. So only the unique words will be retained with this set function. So otherwise I will split the string with spaces and get the number of count. Right there. Now the second one is passing, but the first one is failing because the change we made. Because in the for the first one also now it is returning 1, but we are expecting 0. So now we need to fix this code to make sure that the first, if we are passing an empty string, so without anything, so we need to make sure that this test case also returns 0, and then we need to make sure that this returns 2. So what should we do? So we can match this string to be empty, like Sahan said, or if we can get the count length of this and see if it matches 0. So if now the test case was. Likewise, then we can, if there are any more requirements, we can improve the test case first and then run the test case and see if it fails, and then modify the code to pass the test case. So this is the basic idea of TDD only. So I think you guys have at least a small idea of how to write a test case and what is TDD now. So if there are any questions, you can ask now.